We are live right about now. Welcome to TechWorldTV episode 7. I'm joined by the G. Are we gonna skip the R and the E, go straight to the G?
GG.
I'm joined by GG from Science Studio. How you doing, man?
I am doing all right. How's it going over there? Sunday midday for you?
Yeah, Sunday midday. Just been so productive, man. It's been absolutely crazy this last week. I haven't stopped, right, because I'm preparing for a little bit of a holiday as well, and during that holiday I want to keep the viewers entertained. But when we're over in Italy, we're going to go to Austria and then Japan. There's 3 parts hunts coming too, so people are going to get excited. It's going to be cracking. And then when I get back, I don't know what's going on after that. No plans. How about you, my man?
Dude, I'm lucky to get out once a week, and that's usually just to buy groceries. So
So
you
you
have fun traveling.
Oh wow, so you do a 1 week splurge kind of thing, just stock the fridge and the freezer up with dim
I
sims.
tried to.
You go hard on the dim sims? Or the pies, meat pies.
Meat pies. No, well, we do like Hot Pockets, chicken nuggets, like the quick microwave meals, right? Just the stuff that $10, it'll last you 2 weeks, you know, that kind of deal.
Yes.
I'm really cheap, dude. Like I live well within my means.
So you are a deal hunter then. You don't really go much into the... Okay, well, people want to see your deal hunt, man. Let's see what Greg's made of. So...
Oh, gosh.
But we'll get the tech news out of the way first, and then we can sort of come back and talk a little bit with the audience as well, see what's cracking with them, see if they've got any questions as well. But first up, we got here, that, of course, the big news going around, 32 cores, 64 threads, the Threadripper as well. News that it's going to be released on August 13th, and this is coming from WCCF Tech, retweeted it. From Tweaktown, and we're looking at here, it will work on X399X. We know this from Computex, but some companies like Aorus are releasing the motherboards, refreshed motherboards that obviously don't need a BIOS update. They have a beefier VRM, better VRM. I'm sorry, I just said that twice. And what we're looking at too with the pricing is rumored anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 USD. So what do you think about this? Do you think the pricing's about right? Do you think we're going to get this CPU in on August 13th and it's going to be priced around 1,500 to 2,000? I mean, I personally think we're getting closer to 2,000. Surely AMD couldn't sell their 32 core that cheap. I mean...
Yeah, that's what I mean, like, when you think about 32 cores, like, that's a ton. I mean, and you can overclock those likely. I mean, that's just too many cores to even fathom. Like, what are you going to do to utilize all 32 for just the average Joe? What are you going to do with those cores?
That's a lot of cores.
Render like 8 videos at the same time.
You probably could, like not joking, man. I mean, the 18 core, I tried that out, and that was just way too much as well. That was a lot. 32 cores, of course, there's going to be people out there that can utilize those cores and threads, and it's going to represent phenomenal value for money for those folks out there. But, I mean, how much is going to be priced? I mean, I think I'd like to see AMD charge more. Like, that's honestly, I'd like to see them charge more for this. It's a premium item. It's flagship. And it's going to be beating the competitor's product. I mean, all they've got is a 28 core.
$19.99. That's what I'm thinking, about $2,000. Like,
$2,000. I mean, yeah, that's still cheap for 32
that's what I'm
cores,
saying.
64 threads.
That's what you get the 7980 XE for, right? I mean, that's a
18 cores.
Core?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using that right now. I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, to fathom the difference there, I mean, 18 is already a ton, right? And then to get literally almost twice that amount in a CPU that costs the same. And I mean, overclockability aside, like, having 32 cores is just overkill for 99.99% of people out there anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's going to be a good value with respect to those people who are going to know what to do to utilize that. You know, like people who program, who compile, all those, you know, heavy, intensive workloads. They're going to be able to utilize whatever you throw at it. They're going to be fine. But people are going to struggle to take advantage of that many cores. It's just almost just a showpiece.
It's a lot, but of course there will be people that could utilize it. I mean, what the good thing is, though, as they say in this article, I mean, you're looking at some of Intel's really higher end Xeons cost like $9,000, and that's on Amazon right now. So Amazon, and like showing how expensive these CPUs are, it's a really disruptive process that AMD are making here. What they're saying is so true. When I went to their events, they're saying they're just bringing in the competition. And they're bringing it in hard, and it's so good because the end user wins. Whether you like Intel or AMD, you got to pay props to this. And yes, the comments, I do agree. Jar Jar is so underrated as well. He doesn't get much attention, but it's all right. I take care of him. And but 32 core, 64 threads. It's that I'm so curious to see what pricing they're going to use with this. That's why everything is the eyes on the pricing here, because it's going to be flagship. Intel really won't have something that will come close to it. And it's going to be, hopefully you can get it to 4 gigahertz on 32 cores. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading in the comments here about people speculating what they think you can get it at. XFR versus manual overclocking, voltage, power delivery. It looks like this is a 10 plus 3 phase.
But the good thing, and that's why Ryzen is so good, right? You look at the 18 core. I didn't really want to push that past 4 gigahertz, but we look at the other variants, the 10 core, you could get that to 4.5 gigahertz. You can start to see it does, even though it's the mesh architecture, still starts to scale off a bit. Ryzen's just got those separate dies tied in with the Infinity Fabric, and that's what makes 4 gigahertz obtainable with even 32 core 64 threads. So AMD did plan for the future, and that's where they're going with that. So, and Daniel says, do I live in the new studio? And yeah, I do. Also, we got some comments last week. Sorry when I bumped you off, Greg, when the donations came in. Yeah, people were like having a go at me. I think one guy had the pitchfork out as well for me. So,
really? I'll never hold that against you.
Yeah, I just said, isn't it like when you stream, isn't it common practice to answer donations straight away? I thought that was every streamer I watch does that. So
yeah, I mean, we're all gonna do what I do is usually because they're always delayed, right? Someone will donate to you and then ask a question, right? That's what I encourage people to do when I live stream, and then by the time I notice it, right, they're watching it and I'm already delayed, because when they send the donation, they're watching a live stream that has maybe a 10-20 second buffer to it, so it's gonna be delayed no matter what. But usually what I'll do is just finish my own point and then look back at the chain. If there are a couple donations, I'll address them. But yeah, I usually address them right at the time I get them. So don't worry about that.
Rock on. Okay, so next article we've got up here is the X399 as well. It's kind of confirming now. So previously I heard about 24 cores being the max, but this slide here pretty much confirms we're getting 32 core 64 threads on X399. Now I did see this motherboard at Computex. It was their refresh X399 motherboard, and it was indeed extreme. They were going all out with this thing. 2 8-pins. It was just, it's ducks nuts. It's absolutely crazy. I think they're putting it 10 gigabits per second Ethernet on board, which I do want to critique straight away. When you're looking at 10 gigabits Ethernet, when you're whacking it on motherboards, I'd man. My English is terrible today, dude. I'm going to stumble all through this live stream. But when you're putting a 10 gigabits NIC on board your motherboard, you're basically taking the value away of having your own dedicated solution. I did critique this, and I started to critique this with ASRock, because you can just go out and buy your own card for $100 and then port it over from motherboard to motherboard. And the value, if you're not using it, you're wasting the value, because I'm sure a lot of people would just want to buy this motherboard. The fact that it has the new BIOS in there, they can get the 32 cores, they've got that beefy VRM, but then they're going to be overpaying for that 10 gigabits per second solution. So, I mean, what do you think there?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. You're going to be limited ultimately by what I would think your IP or ISP. I see a lot of people down here talking about why are there 3 Ethernet ports? Why would you want 3 LAN ports on a motherboard? And you see some of them are, you can duplex them, higher throughput, the good stuff. But ultimately, I mean, what I usually do, because I live in an apartment, right? I don't have every wall connected to a jack that that's running from my modem from a switch. So I have most of these that are outside of the main room connected via Wi-Fi. So I've already got a pretty, performance degradation there's already pretty existent. Yeah. I've never really been all, excited about 10 gigabits. I know that was something that was on, was it the Super Carrier? I think it was one of the boards I reviewed from ASRock a while back that had the, I don't know if it was 5 gigabits or 10 gigabits that I was mentioning there. This is just something that I think is for a very niche market. and that's really how this whole platform is set up. It's designed that way, right? You only buy this if you want to be that guy.
It's the best of the best. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I mean, it would look weird. It's like having a really like nice, sports car with like the trashiest set of rims that you've ever seen. Like just having all these extra features just to kind of blend in with the CPU, the socket, the power delivery, VRM, all the good stuff. Just kind of makes it cohesive.
So you think they're just doing it because they can? It's the best bar none.
Yeah.
They've got all the
Why not?
you're getting leather seats on this thing as well.
Oh yeah, dude,
whether
they'll charge
you want it or not.
$400-500 for this board. Yeah,
Yeah.
They'll charge easily half a grand for this board.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to give any buyer, a potential buyer, a reason to doubt the price, right? So you don't want to have any weak points. You don't want to have any selling points that just seem lackluster.
Yeah.
And just touting 10 gigabits just sounds way better apparently than touting 5 gigabits.
Actually, man, that's what I was going into with the deal hunting as well. Like the more I get into it, the more I realize numbers sells PCs.
Yep.
Forget about 2 LED fans. 4 LED fans, that sells. Like, I'm serious, man. You're just like, whoa. I'm like,
Here's
imagine
the question,
this. Yeah.
though.
Could you imagine
Do
this?
you spell it out? Do you spell out the word for, F-O-U-R, or do you
Yeah,
write the
dude.
number?
Oh, no, you write the number. People love numbers. So 4
They like
LED
the numbers.
fans. Yeah, and what you do is you put it in there, and then this kid, could you picture this kid? He's going to run to his mom, like, as soon as he sees that ad, like, Mom, it's got LED fans. Gotta buy it now. And bang, you get the call. Is it still available? And as soon as you...
pictures, bro. The pictures, man, those go a long way.
Exactly. But as soon as you hear that, is it still available in that desperate voice, you're like, damn, I'm getting asking price for this.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So-
They give it away right there. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll
Yeah.
do the same thing as somebody else I'm working with. Like if you come across like you desperately want something, don't expect to haggle too much with the seller.
So I got some
That's
comments
just
as well.
Street knowledge.
Got some cool comments as well. People loving the content, especially with the used price performance. Like I said, that's hard. That's the heart and soul of the channel. Everything's staying the way it is. I also got a hard night drinking. No, if I look tired, guys, we were literally like, me and my video editor, we were out like just driving around, just doing 1 hour drives and stuff, dropping off PCs, really hustling. Even on a Friday night, who cares? People need PCs. We're doing it, So it's really cool. Like, I just love this gig, man. Behind the scenes as well. I wish I could just set up a live stream camera for people and just do live streaming, like all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, because I just don't have time to edit and video all of it, you know what I mean? Otherwise, the studio, as you saw in the previous vlog I did, that's what'll happen. It'll just, like, crap will just pile up and pile up. And I've got to do a lot of stuff behind the scenes to move that and keep things going. But it'd be so much fun to just live stream it, and then you wouldn't have to edit and do all this stuff with videos. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, when we're over in the States, like apparently I'm going, the ticket's not booked yet, but I'll be over in the States in August next month, late next month. So perhaps we could go on a little deal hunt, maybe. It's just putting it out there.
Sounds really fun.
Yeah, and I'm driving your car as well.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. And I'm going to thrash it, and then when I'm done with it, the tappets are going to be ringing so hard. You're going to be like, damn, I got done by this guy. Have you ever had that
There's
before?
so many computers, man, in that car. It's so difficult. Like I'll spin the wheels in second gear, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't grip very well considering, but
Yeah.
the traction control, like just the computers monitoring the wheel spin, the limited slip diff, distributing power to different wheels, differently, torque vectoring, whatever you want to call it. There's so much technology that at this point, any newer car that's going to be rear wheel drive, it's just, you got to turn off like 10 different things to get your back end to kind of flail out, like I've really tried, and it's tough. Even with traction control off, you can't, like, that car just wants to stay straight.
How thick are your tires?
245, I want to say 255. I'll have to check.
Okay. Should we might wax some 285s on there and you're not going anywhere.
They're staggered though. Like the rears are bigger. They're noticeably bigger than the front.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think they're big enough really. And they have an all-wheel drive model, but terrible tires on the all-wheel drive. So
okay. Yeah, but have you ever done that in the past? Have you ever lent someone your car and it came back just totally okay? Well, I learned the hard way.
I would never lend anyone my car.
Well, I did, back when I was a teenager, you get your first car, someone borrows it, whatever. And then, it comes back and you're like, damn, this gearbox feels a little funny. Clutch just feels like it's not existent anymore.
My dad did that with a lawnmower. I kid you not. It was a push lawnmower. He had somebody, I think he paid somebody to cut his lawn or something one time.
Yeah.
And we came back from vacation, and there was just this big old hole like on the side of the frame. I mean, this is metal. This isn't plastic. It's like a metal frame that houses the blade, There's just a hole, like a rusted out hole that somehow got there in a week. I mean, I don't know chemistry that well, but like I'm pretty sure rust doesn't take place in a week's worth of.
Probably had some special formula like salt water and a hairdryer and just like really speeding up the process. Yeah,
it looks like, you just gotta wonder, man. Like,
I don't know, man. Hey, something like but anyway, this car came back so screwed up. Like I'm pretty sure from memory we were changing gears without even sticking the clutch in anymore. Like it was that much. Yeah, like there was no difference, and we were like, damn, man. Yeah, it was only $1,000 car, so it's like the good thing is, guys, if you're out there and you're young, please make sure you spend little to no money on your first car because you're gonna ruin it.
That's good advice.
Yeah, and then once you make all your mistakes, then you can step things up to a better car, and also get a tank, get a beefy car that's not gonna let you down as well. Yeah, I remember crashing into a pole one time. Like it was pretty funny. So. Yeah, good old street poles in Oz. They're pretty strong. But anyway, back to tech news.
Infinite math.
Back to the tech news here. Next up, we've got 7nm Vega 20 is coming with 20 teraflops of computational power with a 70% reduction in die size. So apparently they're going down to 7nm, but they're not bringing this out to the consumer gamer GPUs for quite some time. But they're bringing this out next week, apparently. Prices are still unconfirmed. And apparently it's going to usurp, is that the right word? The usurp or upsurp? You sneak in and sort of take the thunder away from NVIDIA with their Tesla V100, which currently has 15.7 teraflops of computational power. Have you sort of read about? I mean, of course, a lot of people would love to get their hands on this and test it for gaming, just like they did with NVIDIA's new GPU that they never released to the public. Was it Titan V? Was it Titan V?
Yeah, with tensor cores.
Yeah, and it was more powerful, but it was $3,000. And
right.
I'm sure some people will be doing this just to see the potential of the next generation Navi. But again, drivers is a big issue. AMD are probably not even going to bother really programming this thing for gaming. Yeah, so
optimization on the developer side too. I mean, just the the gaming side. I mean, that's what we saw with Vega 64 being such a flop. People saw the TFLOP now, and they're like, whoa, 13.7 or whatever teraflop. I mean, that was the highest teraflop, floating point precision ever in a consumer grade graphics card that wasn't, $5,000. But, while it was a great computer, like a great multitasker, very workhorse oriented, it wasn't a great gamer. I mean, not considering what people expected it to be. It was around 1080 territory, which the price reflected that. So you can't really knock on Vega 64 for that. But I think people overhyped it because all they looked at was the TFLOP count and just said, wow, this looks like a really powerful graphics card. And then, whoops, nope, it's just about on par with a 1080, which has a much lower, teraflop value. So yeah, it's kind of hard to just judge straight up from these figures here how efficient these cards will be in gaming. It'll be fun to test, but I think this is more or less AMD flexing back, right, at NVIDIA for doing the same thing with Titan V. Yeah,
so we did get a quick donate. I waited till you finished talking. See, guys, I'm learning, okay? Someone praise me. I learned. So I got a donation from Brian, BPS Customs. He's Brian as well, with an I.
Oh, Brian, what's up, Brian?
And he said, when am I going to the US, do some PC? He said, I can borrow his car, man. No, he said, no, I can't. Oh. So I can't drive his car too. Okay, so
yeah, Brian's got that. He's got the new A4.
Like, I'm not the guy. Like, I was just joking before. I'm not the guy that's going to take your car and thrash it. I drive it carefully. I drive anyone's car carefully.
That's his disclaimer up front, folks. You heard it.
I'm not a thrasher, man. Come on, you're either a thrasher or you're a caretaker. Look how I treat the used parts. I take care of them. Same deal with your car. If you lend it to me, it's going to get taken care of. But yeah, we can do some parts hunting, man. I'll see how we go. I do want to I'd love to road trip the States ultimately. Just rent some car, road trip, do mad road trip through the States and just parts hunt. That'd be pretty cool.
Get Fractal Josh to hook you up with that Hertz rental.
No, I don't really talk to Fractal that much. Like I did a review for them, but that was through another retailer in Oz. Like it had to go.
Are they big in Australia? Like, do you see a lot of Fractal design over there?
Not really. It's more of an acquired taste in Oz. Like it's definitely more towards like in Oz, it's more Corsair, Cooler Master. You know, and then you got the budget choices like Rotaniums from MSY, which people just don't care because they just want cheapest case possible.
Is it like the marketing? Like, is it just you don't see a lot of their cases marketed on Aussie sites, or are the prices different? Or?
In Oz, people just want the best price, like best value. Aussies are always about that value, man. So you've got like, I mean, Corsair did hit pretty hard with their 570X, I think. Like, had all the RGB controller, RGB fans, tempered glass. People saw that as a flagship case for a good price. And when that came along, that's sort of like really, and the H500P, you know, that's behind the scenes. That's getting a really good rep.
Yeah, sure.
And thanks, Nate, as well. Great, we're doing a great stream. Yeah, Nate's in Discord as well. He's a moderator. So we've got H500P. That was nice. Had the two RGB fans. It looked nice. Airflow was pretty good. Like I saw the temperatures on that thing. It wasn't bad. It's not all about cranking your fans up to 100% speed and then seeing how much of a detriment they are. A lot of times I'll have my fans just running quiet, but getting still good airflow. So I don't know. Cases are just try it, and if you try it and you like it, buy it. So
I think it's mostly aesthetic. There are cases out there that are not very well designed, clearly. From a functional standpoint, from an airflow standpoint, price to performance in that respect, features. But what I usually regard when I look at cases is just the aesthetic factor. How is this going to make my parts look better? You know, what can I do to make this look unique and not so mainstream?
Well, for me,
presentation.
I mean, is this case going to allow me to flip this PC quicker? That's pretty much the first thing that comes to mind. I ain't going to lie.
But is that presentation? Is that like to you? Like, is the case just about like showing off the inside, making sure it looks pretty for people, having that left, tempered glass or whatever panel you got there that people can see inside of, or is it just like,
It's a much of a muchness, man. I find just LED fans. You don't even have to have RGB. You just have to pick a color. Red's usually the best. I like red. It's subtle. It's not too in your face, but it does look very sexy. So it all depends, man. I might have to do a video on which color sells the best. Red versus blue versus green. That'd be pretty funny. We put up the same PC, 3 different ads, and then we see which one sells first. I reckon red would sell first. Because you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why?
The most common, I would say.
Do you know why though?
It's the fastest.
Hey Pepsi. Red is the color of impulse, my friend.
Of impulse?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's psychology on me?
It's marketing, man. That's why I love red. Red is just like it. That's why the backgrounds are red. Like you see the red background here, people want to quickly watch the stream. So,
that's smart.
No, I mean, not really. I just like red as well. It's an amazing color. But red is the color of impulse. So if you're doing cheap items or sort of budget items, always use red in your marketing any way you can. Blue's the color of trust. So if this was a blue background, people would probably trust my news source more. It's just subliminal marketing. Never use, and then yellow's like the color of friendly. Yellow's like, ha ha ha. So you probably see a lot of streamers using yellow if they're smart, just to, especially, I mean, not going to say, it probably trigger some SJWs, especially female stream, get some dudes, like, hey, they're friendly, we've got yellow, welcoming in here, no problems. So yeah, that's marketing. I love marketing. There's a lot more to it, People think, oh, the yes man's just a dumbass who got a dumpster trash, got a PC parts hunter. There's a lot more to me, man, than that. Don't worry.
I never learned that in my work. I took 2. This is my 3rd marketing class. They don't talk about stuff like that in our classes. I mean, this is all about like, I don't know, just how to sell products, but like not on like a personal level. It's more about like mass selling, right? Working for a big company, not on a small scale. Yeah. But I imagine that would be something we'd focus on if we did like a micro marketing class. That sounds really cool.
So yeah, also back on, so we'll just quickly finish off this news, then we can go to the comments section as well. So 7nm Vega, of course, the teraflops performance may be there, but it's not always just about this number. Would you agree? It's not always about this TFLOPs
definitely.
number.
It's usually never about the number.
I mean, yeah, and we've seen this so much in the past where people just flaunt these TFLOPs numbers. And then, like, yeah, Vega came out. Vega 64, Vega 56 came out and it just got hammered. So really, there's a lot of sort of behind-the-scenes stuff that goes into optimization. But 7 nanometer is impressive. I love what AMD did with the RX 470 and 480. They're easily two of my favorite cards from AMD in the last few years. They were really nice, and they're still nice to this day. They're still awesome. And then the 580 and the 570 came out, and it was like, much of a muchness. I still, even when those cards came out, I did prefer the 470 and 480. But what we got here is the RX 580. Speaking of the 580, last news source here, Apple's releasing a MacBook Pro external GPU, and it'll cost you $699. So, I mean, we just want to have a bit of fun here. Straight away, the first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, guys, mining craze is done. We got a heap of RX 580s to get rid of. How can we sell them? Oh, I know. Just advertise some fancy Mac external box. Look at the marketing here.
And get a return on that, too. Yeah. They're going to get a hefty 100% return. Well, 200% if you...
I mean, are you looking at this photo? Look at this photo here. It's so pro. I mean, the lighting's perfect. The girl's, like, getting into it. Now that she's got her RX 580 box here that costed her $699, she is like...
Doesn't even look like it's wired in.
Like, she's serious. It doesn't look like it's wired in at all. It's just sitting there. But it's placebo, right? Now she's got it there. She can now seriously do her work. And this guy, hey, dude, that looks like you. That's like a...
It's funny, though.
Dude, that's you. Like, that's you in the ad. Like, you're helping this chick out. Are you an Apple... Dude, we're going straight into conspiracy theory. This week, Greg Salazar is a Mac shill.
Oh my god.
This is confirmed.
Every time I get caught with this crap.
This is it, dude. That is Greg. Like, I'm 100% certain that is you in that photo, dude.
You know what's really funny?
You've been caught out. What do you got to say for yourself?
I'm going to try to distract you from this call out here. Okay. If you look at her screen, like, okay. I don't know. I haven't used Final Cut Pro in a while.
Yeah.
But what she's running there on her screen, is that Final Cut Pro?
I can't see, man. It's too little. It looks like, it could be Premiere Pro from my view.
Kind of looks like Premiere Pro. In which case, that would be extremely oxymoronic because you don't have like stream processor acceleration in Premiere Pro. You have CUDA acceleration, so you would benefit from using an NVIDIA
you do
GPU.
now. You do now. You do, man. They did introduce it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'll pull it up right now. Let me check.
I'm pretty
I've only
sure
seen OpenGL and CUDA. That's all. I've only ever seen those two.
Unless they took it away. I mean, I did use an AMD card, and I did get what's the other one again? Sorry, OpenCL.
This one's
OpenCL.
This one's fresh up. Yeah, OpenCL. Yeah, but.
So, I remember it being there, dude, and I did tests in the past. This was like I don't know. Maybe they took it away. If they did, that's so bad.
Yeah, I'm just getting CUDA and software.
The donations is going a little bit weird at the moment. Sorry, guys, about the text. Marvin says, needs more Xeons. Of course, man. Xeons is life. Xeons is life. I love my Xeons, too. I've ordered a few more. I can't, like, AliExpress does take sometimes too long to get you your Xeons. You're hanging out, and you're like, I want my Xeons. And they don't come for like 30 days. Sometimes they rock up in a week. It's so hit and miss with Ali shipping sometimes. Because, there's a little Pepsi's so cute. Anyway,
where is she? Oh, she's
she's like just playing with the ball now. And so, but yeah, back to this conspiracy theory, guys. Do you reckon Greg is confirmed? Let us know in the comments. Do you reckon he's a confirmed MacBook Pro shill with this external GPU for $699?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like that looks like me in 5 years.
It does.
If I shaved and then like groomed myself, cut my hair a little bit. Gained a couple pounds.
Yeah.
That dude's his wrist there look pretty vascular. Looks like he's been lifting. So I gotta pick up the slack.
Hold on, wait, we went too much there. Okay, there. That's like that is. I can confirm it's you with the eyebrows have been trimmed a little bit. Nose looks the same. Chin looks pretty much. Haircut's like a little bit less. Maybe you filmed this like about a month ago or whatever, just after Computex.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Yeah, straight after Computex, you went through the MacBook studio.
Maybe that's why I stayed behind.
All right, there we go, guys. So that's this week's conspiracy theory. We've always got to run it. And that's what I mean. Guys are saying it's shield. Totally, man. It's confirmed. That's it.
Totally.
So that's it, dude. You've been caught on the live stream.
Caught with my tail between my legs.
That's it. So we're going to go over to chat now. If you guys have questions, we're going to answer them for you, both Greg and I, and then we'll wind down the show. And if you want to do, are you doing after hours this week? We could go.
Yeah, I'll be doing it tomorrow. Yeah, okay. Tomorrow night at 9.
If you need a co-host, just let me know.
I actually will. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll swap out. You're going to be free. 9 tomorrow is same time, your time tomorrow, right? Is that good?
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'm always ready.
Okay,
I was born ready.
Good.
So, okay. So, will an X3470 bottleneck an R9 Fury at 1440p? No, it won't if you overclock it. It'll be absolutely fine. 1440p. Great combination, actually, that resolution. Yeah. Get it to 4 gigahertz. You're all good. So... next question we got here is Brian and Studio Dude. So you're the Studio Dude. That's it. Just call him the Stud-Dude.
Oh, he called me Studio Dude.
Yeah, you can abbreviate that. Take out the IO and call it the Stud Dude. I'm picking up MSI GTA. He's putting up a 1080 Ti for £430, and he's getting proof of purchase. Would be nice to see a video about warranties. EVGA stopped guest RMAs. Would that be like transfer of ownership warranties? They stopped doing that?
I was going to say, yeah. So if you sell it used, yeah.
Oh, I thought the warranties were transferable. It's technically just a warranty based on the purchase itself. I believe in Oz, it would be valid. The new warranties are transferable, I'm pretty sure, in Oz. I don't know about the UK. Of course, if you're buying that car, just make sure it works. That's the biggest thing. You would be taking a gamble if the warranty is non-transferable. So, have you got anything to say about that? What's it like in the States?
I don't know. I've never really thought. I mean, I'm just trying to think about the number of cards I've had die on me or have issues that I've had to RMA or in which I've had to RMA. I had 2 1080 Ti's die within the span of... and this was something I was kind of like on the fence about talking about way back when it happened, but it was about 6 months ago. It was P&Y had sent me 2 1080 Ti's, and they were reference boards, right? So NVIDIA boards, and I had put water blocks I put a water block on the first one, put it in a custom loop, ran fine for about a day, and then I stopped getting signal. So I was like troubleshooting everything, came down to the graphics card. It wouldn't work. I took it out of that system, put it somewhere else. No picture on that system either. So I was like, okay, well, this board's dead, and I don't know what I did to it. So I took another board. I put the same block on that board. This is the second card that they had sent me, the Founders Edition one. Yeah. And same thing, dude. It was dead, like straight up. I put it in the system, and it died. And, I can't narrow down. I can't say that it was something I did. Maybe I did. I've put water blocks on so many graphics cards. Like, I don't know what I would have done to like flex the board enough to pull up pins or whatever. But it could have been the system that shorted something. I have no idea, but it happened on 2 of them back to back. This is the only time I've ever really had issues with graphics cards, so I can't say that it would even...
Did you use the same water block on both?
I think it was a second. I think I left the water block on the first card, and it's still sitting actually somewhere. And then I used a second block, same block though, same design. But yeah, I never made a video because I didn't know really where to start, how to troubleshoot it, and narrow it down to like a specific thing that I could point to. So I just kind of left it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some issues, but we'll quickly answer Des Jones as well. He says, "Fan of you both. Are we watching? And are we watching the? My English is terrible, guys. Today, are we watching the finals, the FIFA finals, France versus Croatia? Actually, I probably will. That's awesome."
Oh yeah,
that's worth watching. I don't watch soccer a whole lot, guys. The theatrics does it for me, and in Oz, it's really not that popular because of that. And so we also got a $2 donation as well. Greg, fellow Florida, he's a fellow. He's from Florida as well. Des Jones donated again, so thank you so much for the donations. With the GPUs, they're probably. I'm coming into something different though. Mine's more cause and effect, and I have to talk to other people who are having similar problems. Basically with my problem with the CPU that died in the recent video, that could be a bad batch of something, and I'm not going to really talk about it because I got to actually test it before and after. I'm going to actually run a dedicated test of my own now And I'd like, if someone's got a microscope and can examine things really to a fine point, then I'd love them for them to contact me so I can get some more evidence. Because I've been using Liquid Pro on D-lids for years and I've never had one problem whatsoever. And then I change and I've actually had 3 dead CPUs now. So something's not right. And again, I could have had a bad batch, but I got to talk about it before I do sort of start blasting or whatever, because I don't want that. Last thing I want is to blast someone for something and it's not, I don't have 100% proof. So also, yeah, I've been talking about this in the Discord a bit, but yeah, I'd say it'd be the water block possibly. It could have had, you know what I mean, the tension, and then it just, those dies are so sensitive, man. And especially a 1080 Ti die, which is a bigger die, you've got more of a surface area. In other words, more things could go wrong. So
yeah, I don't know. I just know that that wasn't my first rodeo. I'd done that to probably 10 blocks before that, just in that year alone, with all the different custom loops I was putting together. And I had never heard of just a block dying because it was. I mean, I obviously know if you flex the board enough, something's gonna snap.
The silicon will shatter if you flex it. Yeah, it'll shatter just everywhere.
Yeah. But I mean, I did nothing, nothing remotely close to that. I mean, all I was doing was laying the card flat, and applying the block on one side, flipping it over, mounting it on the other, screwing it down, and calling it. I mean, I don't know what I could have done to do that, but I couldn't prove it. I couldn't prove anything, so I just had to send them back and say, this is all I got. That's again why I never made a video, because
okay, fair enough. So we got some more questions coming in as well. I did miss one. Is it worth it to buy eBay PCs, put them in new cases, and yeah, I mean, guys, any deal is worth it if the price is right. That's the whole purpose of the deal hunting that comes out of my channel. Always look at the price. If you can pick up something for a good price, just pick it up. Do whatever you got to do with it. Even if it means you have to go quickly buy a new case for 40 bucks, buy a power supply for 30, and then repurpose that machine, buy a hard drive even. $100, new hard drive, power supply, and case. If you can get those 3 for 100 bucks, and then grab a deal hunter GPU, put it in with that OEM, you got yourself a build. Now, what else you do with that is up to you. We got some cool other sort of different videos hitting the channel in relation to deal hunting, so stay tuned for those. But yeah, it's always worth it. So we'll keep the questions rolling as well. What's going on? Hey Nicholas, not much, man. Just live streaming. And so, what's my favorite Xeon at the moment? Yeah, it is a hard question. Marvin asked, "What's my favorite Xeon?" There's so many, man. I would go with the X3440 is definitely one of them. X5675. I've still got to try the 1680 V2. Still sitting there. I've just got so much other work to get through. And also there is the E31231 V3 on a B85. That's a great combo as well. So there's a few. There's sort of like my top 4 picks for gamers and end users. They all offer a little bit of something else. The 6-core 12-thread being a good balance. Obviously the 8-core 16-thread, I believe that would be a great video editing Xeon. But have you got any experience with Xeons?
Yeah, I've built with 2, I think. One of them was not something I should have built with. I just did it because I had it on hand. The other one was a 1230 V3, I want to say.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't remember if it was Haswell or
that's Haswell. V3's
Xeon.
Haswell. V2's RV.
Okay, then it was V4. Because I remember I built with it because it was like 20 or 30 bucks cheaper than the 6700.
Yeah.
The locked i7. And so I had to buy a Xeon board. I forget the name of the B2, like 232 or something like that. Hey, sure. Or no, C232. I don't remember. But yeah, I've only built with 2, and only reason I did it was because it was slightly cheaper than i7. I said, look, the only thing it doesn't have here is an iGPU. Everything else pretty much is the same. I don't remember if it supported ECC memory or not. I think I think it did. But you could just use, just the good stuff. Yeah, so I mean, definitely not my forte. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, but you got to get into the Xeons. Once you get into the Xeons, you'll appreciate the Xeons, and then you'll learn them. It's like magic, right?
Yeah.
You just I'm going to do an X58 overclocking tutorial, but you're in a relationship with Lisa. You learn what Lisa's about. You know the food she likes, the things she does. Same with the Xeon. You got to treat her right. You got to know what she likes. You got to know the price that she's purchasable. You gotta okay, now I'm going off on a
I'm
different.
still trying to figure that
we
out.
shouldn't go on this tangent anymore. Okay. Anyway, Des Jones, another donation. Thanks a lot, man. He said, should I stick with the ASRock X399M or wait for a second gen Mobo X399? Depends on the CPU you want to go with. If you want to go with that 32 core 64 thread, dare I'd say you may wish to look at getting one with the beefiest VRM. And again, if this is a $2,000 CPU, wouldn't you want to get that super high-end motherboard for $500 and sort of take care of it? Like, I mean, I know it's a lot of money, but you're spending a lot of money on the CPU. Definitely spend a lot of money on the other components as well to make sure things are running right. That's all I'm going to say. I'd say an X399M might have a little bit of trouble with a 32 core 64 thread. That's just off the top of my head. That would be my advice at the moment. What is the best case for water cooling in your opinion, Greg? You got asked a question.
Best case for water. Like, I'm assuming custom water cooling.
Yeah, it would be.
I mean, when it comes to custom water cooling, I would say you have to balance it out, right? You can go with a really big case and have so much space to work with, right? But then you almost feel obligated to fill in all that empty space, right? With the tubing runs, with extra radiators, thick rads, whatever. I always try with custom loops to keep things as densely packed as possible. I hate empty space in a case. So the smaller the better. I would say the most technically difficult you can make it without actually like wanting to throw the case across the room, in order to keep it as compact as possible while at the same time maintaining enough rad space to adequately cool the components you're trying to cool, is that's your fine line there. So you got to find that point. I think the Lee & Lee PCO11 Dynamic is a really great case for water cooling. You can pretty much deck it out. 2 rads will do you just fine. If you're going for a single rad combo, I would say, I mean, any mid-sized tower that has a 360, mount on it, that'll let you integrate a pump and reservoir. That's usually the toughest thing to get into a case that size. You should be fine. Even like an S340, I built a custom loop in an S340 Elite. Like you can do it in cases that aren't really water cooling friendly, as long as you plan your loop properly up front.
Okay. And then Ben McKinnon, he asked, you guys joined GN ModMat Club. I can't say I have.
I have one. I've shown it in a couple of videos.
Oh, did Steve send that out to you? Did you get that sent out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he probably just sent it. He probably just sent it because I'm close to him.
I got left out. Yeah. Okay. I'm sad.
That Aussie club.
I'm not in the club, man. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not.
It's a good mat. It really is. It's fine pointed on the edges, so it's just squared off. But I have a table that's kind of rounded, so I kind of groom the edges to kind of wrap around. And it fits this table I have in here perfectly. So
I mean, look, Steve, Jar Jar could be on your Gamers Nexus mod mat. That's all I'm gonna say. You left him out, not me. Look, I'm okay. I can take it. You left him out.
His face.
You left him out, man. You left him out. So, yeah. What's your opinion on the NUC Haydes Canyon? Oh man, it is my favorite Intel product in a very long time. I absolutely love the NUC. It is so damn good. That's all I'm gonna say. It is just. I'm gonna make probably another video later on, but it's pretty much made mini ITX irrelevant. That's my opinion on the NUC. It's just it. It's a powerhouse. It's so little, so lightweight. They've done an amazing job on it. That's all I'm gonna say with the NUC. It's so damn good, and it's just what it is, man. For me, it's like I look at the in-win Chopin, which was already a ridiculously small case. You couldn't even fit a graphics card in it, and then you got the NUC, which is just smaller. It's like half the size of the in-win Chopin. And it's like, what? You can fit this thing in a backpack, and it's just a powerhouse 4K video editing mobile solution that will play games at 1080p fine, will do video rendering with 32 gigs of sodium in it. I absolutely love that product. It's amazing. It's sad though that AMD didn't do this. This is what I think AMD intended to do with an APU way back in the day. They intended to have something so small that you could whack in that had so much power in it. And it's sad that Intel's stolen that thunder with the NUC. That's what I'm sad about. Like, what? Yeah, so that's what I was disappointed at. AMD didn't do this. Intel's done it now. So, yeah, but that's the NUC. I've got nothing but good things to say about that. It's so damn good. And the price really isn't that bad too. You get the, not the flagship one, just the model a little bit below that, and you get that's a good deal. Like, that's actually a solid deal for the money. So, yeah, Hades Canyon NUC. So, anyway, it's got the Vega graphics. So it's beautiful. Anyway, so, all right. Any questions? Any more questions? What is NUC small computer? Yeah, it's like a really small computer. Usually they were used for offices or people who just didn't need any GPU power, but now Intel's made one with a graphics solution, a bit more power, and it's pretty much like a desktop, but in a small computer. I mean, what doesn't rival like anything super powerful, like, you know, your 6-core 12-thread 8700K, but it's still got great power at its disposal. So we got hey yes man, found a dual socket 1366 server in the garbage. Ooh, got any cool ideas what you should do with it? I'd try and grab the highest multiplier Xeon, just single core Xeon, run a single Xeon in it, and then repurpose it as a gaming PC. Running 2 Xeons on 1366 is laggy. That's just my opinion on it. I mean, I'm going to do it with the SR2 just for, you know, for aesthetics and for the look and for the video and for the nostalgia. But for running an actual serious gaming PC or flipping, whatever your intention is, I just grab a single Xeon, leave the second socket empty, just put a cover over it. You can even bend the pins if you want to have a bit of fun. But it's like
a therapy session.
Yeah, that's it. So I haven't got an X399M yet, but I was thinking, since I was looking at it, yeah, it's nice with the 12-core Des, really nice with the 12-core. That'd be a great thing. So, okay, Bootman wants to send me a GN modmat. Dude, that's amazing. I'll take it for sure, man. Just send us an email or join our Discord. Yeah, Discord is open as well. We got asked about that as well. Discord's pretty much open for people who want to come in. I will say though, it's not open to SJWs. We do not accept social justice warriors in our Discord. You get banned pretty much straight away. It's just a really chill Discord. We just hang out, we make cool content, and then we talk with our viewers. It's such a good community. Should you buy an X5675 instead of an X3440 for about $80 more? It depends, man. The different platforms. It all depends, Max, on if you can get the X58 motherboard. If you can, definitely. X5675 is so good because it's 95 watt TDP as opposed to the X5680 and 5690, which are 135 watt TDP. So technically, they're a better bin. That's the idea behind the 5675. Okay, so what's up with Hardware Unboxed? I do not know what's up with Hardware Unboxed. I haven't spoke to him for a while. So, can you link me in the Discord? Will, right after we do this. Greg, I think we're winding down now. I think we're winding down now. So,
are we winding down?
With the show, we're gonna wind down. Troll McTrollington says thank you for banning SJWs. Yeah, I can't stand it. Yeah, I just can't stand it, man, anymore. Making a stance.
It's just not a place for it. Like it's just not. Healthy.
I can't stand this. You can't have an opinion because my opinion's the perfect one or something in a perfect world. The world ain't perfect, and we just got to hustle and do our best and work our asses off. That's essentially my attitude in life. And yeah, I find I don't align well with SJWs, so that's just my stance on it all. And I mean, I've never gotten along with them in the past, so whatever. Now we just got an awesome community and we all just chat freely and things are cool. Yeah. Anyway, Greg. So, patron stream. Oh, we might go into a patron stream if Greg's up for it too, maybe. If you're up for it.
I might be. I have a lot of schoolwork. It's 10 p.m., bro. It's 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And I gotta wake up early and get back to it.
Okay. So yeah, Des is looking at the 12 core. I know, Des, you've already said that so many times before. The donation came up and left. All right. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Love you all. We're going to wind down the show now unless there is just one more question we can... Yeah, everyone's just going Xeon mad now on the... I love Xeons. Okay. Anyway, did you watch Adored TV's about chiplets and what are your thoughts? I haven't seen that video yet, so I will go watch it soon. Sorry. I've just been way too busy trying to schedule videos out for the whole upcoming holiday as well. But I'll take a look at it and yeah, I'll let you guys know. So I do like Jim. We get along behind the scenes. He's, you know, he seems like I'd love to meet him in real life, but I mean, yeah, whatever. The real life thing, it's always good. Anyway, I'll put the link in the description below for Discord. We'll catch you guys soon. Unless Greg wants to answer this last question from Ben.
Oh wait, which one am I answering?
What is the whole power supply unit degradation over time, and how does 80 plus matter, and how reliable the SU is?
I can answer that quick. I have a video dedicated specifically to efficiencies and how those scale. But in a nutshell, typically more efficient power supplies are going to be higher wattage. And the reason why you want to do it that way is because the margins, right, of power loss are higher when you're a higher wattage unit. So a 1,000-watt unit that's 80 plus bronze, right, which is pretty bad for a 1,000-watt unit, is going to lose more power in the form of heat, just straight up from a number standpoint, because it's outputting more power proportionately. So usually the lower end units, like 400, 500 watt, those stay around bronze to gold most of the time, just because those usually peak at around 90% or so efficiency, and at that point, like, you're maybe saving 5 to 10 watts, right? So 1,000 watts, totally different. Like, you're saving twice to 3 times as much power, especially when you're talking about like platinum or titanium, especially when you're in that efficiency curve peak, which is usually around 40 to 70% load. So there's a video dedicated to it, but in a nutshell, that's why they scale that way. And in terms of degradation over time, there's not really degradation. It's just more or less how well it's built is again directly linked to its efficiency. And they're going to scale, that way. You expect a titanium power supply to last longer than something that's not even 80 plus rated.
So what happens with it? The components do degrade over time. Like, your caps inside are going to get less efficient, just ever so slightly. But what they do with power supplies is usually a good power supply manufacturer will make a 650 watt actually go a little bit higher. So it'll run 720 watt day in, day out. But they do that so over time, even if you do get a bit of degradation, it'll still run 650 watt for a very long time. That's just the whole thing. Yes, your engine and your car will wear out over time. Anything will wear out over time, just degrades, wear and tear. Same with power supplies, but it's nothing to really worry about if you buy a good power supply. As well as, have I ever had a power supply blow up on me? Yeah, I had a couple. Mainly, they've been the cheap ones. My first one didn't blow up. It just started like seeping out this very seedy smell. And I actually threw up because I was in the room and I was like, what's going on here? I smelled this smell because I was watching just some movies on the other PC while I was trying to, I think I was just running a stress test on this thing. And it was just ages ago and I was getting into overclocking. This is going back like over 10 years. And it just started smelling, and then it suddenly went bang, kaboom. Like I saw something, that little flash, like you saw a flash. And then, it just dramatically died. And you're like, oh, okay, something really messed up. But then I had to go vomit after that because whatever the smell let off, it let off some really bad chemicals. So, that was my first power supply that blew up. I mean, I've had some others just die. And it's usually the cheap ones. So, anyway, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to TechWorldTV. And thanks so much, Greg, for coming on. Links to Greg's channel in the description below as well. I'll put that Discord link for you guys. Thanks for the donations as well. Appreciate everything you guys do for the channel as well. You guys keep it alive, and it's awesome. We'll catch you guys in another tech video very soon. Do you want to have some closing statements, Greg? Before we get...
Bye.
No, it's peace out for... No, I'll do it in. Peace out for now.
Bye.
No, peace out for now. Bye. Like, dude, you got to get it right, man. Like, peace out for now, bye.
I don't
like,
know
bye.
who's more cringeworthy.
Okay. Peace out for now, dude. Like, bye. You got to do it. So, there we go.
Peace out for now, bye.
All right, guys. Catches.